Welcome to the next installment of my video lecture series for managerial economics here at Rutgers University in Camden. And in this particular video, I'm going to be taking a look at items from Chapter 6, Costs. In particular, I'm going to give you a question that's very similar to text question 2.3 and 2.9, and hopefully walk you through the process of answering questions that are similar to those two questions. Give the formulas for average fixed cost, marginal cost, average variable cost, and average cost if the cost function is cost is equal to 1,000 plus 100q minus 5q squared plus 1/3 q cubed. So in order to get marginal cost, or one thing, make sure you remember the components of this that are fixed and variable cost. So remember that cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. So the fixed cost component is the 1,000, and the variable cost component is the 100q minus 5q squared plus 1/3 q cubed. All right, and realize that for example, fixed costs are costs that do not vary with output. So this 1,000 does not vary with output, and variable costs do change with the level of output. So these are the components that constitute variable costs because of the Q in this part of the formula for cost. So for marginal cost, all we're going to do is take the first derivative of the cost function, and that will give us 100 minus 10q plus q squared. And realize how we got this. We take the first derivative of 1,000, that's equal to 0. The first derivative of 100q is equal to 100, remembering that we multiply by what is the exponent in front. So this is equal to 1, and then we subtract 1 from that exponent, so we end up with 1 times 100q to the 0 power, and anything to the 0 power is equal to 1, so this is equal to 100. We do the same here, so we multiply by the exponent, we get negative 10, and then we subtract 1 off of that exponent, which gives us q. We do the same thing here. For 1/3 q to the third, we multiply by the exponent, which is 3, and then we subtract 1 off the exponent, so we end up with q squared. So we have marginal cost here. Next, we are asked to calculate average fixed cost. So realize that when we talk about average fixed cost, we're only concerned with the fixed cost component of our cost function, which is that 1,000. So for average cost, we just take fixed cost divided by Q, and we get 1,000 divided by Q. Now we need to find average variable cost. So we're only going to be concerned with the component that constitutes variable cost, which is this component here. So we divide that side by Q. So we get 100 divided by q, which is equal to 100. Negative 5q squared divided by q is equal to negative 5q. And if we divide 1/3 q to the third power, we get 1/3 q to the second power. And realize that average cost is average fixed cost plus average variable cost. So if you just add average fixed cost, we have that right here, and then we add in the variable cost, which we have right here, we are given average total cost, or average cost for this firm. Now assume that the output level is equal to 10, and now we need to calculate what the actual value of marginal cost is given a quantity of Q. So we have Q of 10, we're going to place Q 10 in where Q is for the marginal cost curve. So we do that, and we end up with a marginal cost that equals 100. We place 10 in for Q for average fixed cost. We get 1,000 divided by 10, which gives us 100. Then we place the 10 in for Q for average variable cost. So we end up getting average variable cost is equal to 83.3. And then we need to know average cost. So we could place Q in here, or alternately, we already know what average fixed and average variable cost is. So if we just add those two together, the 183, we get an average cost of 183.33.